Hey everyone, it's Lauren Robertson here. In my opinion, if you want to be a great medium, the best thing you can do is work on yourself. Now, why do I think that? Well, the reason is because when you're in a state where great mediumship flows, you are in a state of feeling free and loose and at ease. And a lot of the time, if we don't work on ourselves, we are stuck with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and stories that prevent us from being loose and free and at ease. And most of the time, those things that make you feel like tense and anxious and worried about being judged and worried about doing a good job, they actually have nothing to do with your mediumship. They have nothing to do with the client right in front of you. They have nothing to do with the audience. They have nothing to do with the reading at hand. These are long ago stories and lessons that you have internalized that is preventing you from being at ease in your mediumship today. And for me, that is the one thing that you can do, the one thing that you can change that is going to take your mediumship from good to great. And it's the one thing I see a lot of mediums not doing, that if they were to take the time to not look at spirit, but instead to look within, they would be able to make changes and transformations and reach new understandings about themselves that would allow them to get into that state of flow and ease, and you're just flowing and you're going with it. You know that feeling. Well, we want to make that feeling more frequent for sure. So today we're going to talk about one aspect of working on yourself, which is really important. So as I mentioned, a lot of the thoughts and feelings that you have, they date back long, like into your childhood. And so a good place to look for where we can understand ourselves better is with our family of origin. And today specifically, we're going to talk about our relationship with our mothers. So your relationship with your mother shapes a lot of ways that you show up in the world. When you were a baby, you were completely dependent on your mother, and depending on how your mother met that responsibility or not, how she took care of you and loved you or not, how she taught you and what she reflected back to you about the kind of person you are or not, gave you an internal story about who you need to be safe and to be loved. And look, everybody makes mistakes, nobody's perfect. This isn't about blame, but this is just about understanding how the story that your mother features in your mind as a result of your childhood or the past, or the story that you've created and you've come up with, and how your mum features in that, to understand how that is affecting your mediumship today, and to work on where the parallels and the similarities are between perhaps how you worried your mum saw you, or how she felt about you, or what she did or didn't do, and then maybe seeing that anxiety or that worry reflected in a client relationship, or being worried about being embarrassed in a reading, or being judged, or not being good enough, or any of that sort of stuff. And so what we can do is we can look at some of the stories, some of the myths and the legacy that we have built up in our own mind about what our relationship with our mother was like. And we can also look at what our mother's lives were like, so that we can come to a place of some kind of forgiveness and understanding about perhaps why the relationship turned out the way it did, or why certain things were handled in a certain way. And so my favourite way of beginning this work, because it is really deep work and it's lifelong work, and it is work to identify all the ways that you're showing up in the world and really examine them, and ask yourself, do I want to be that sort of medium? Do I want to be that sort of human being? Do I want this to be true about me? Do I want this reflection that was shown to me in childhood to be what I see when I look in the mirror still today? So this is not easy, what I'm asking you to do, but this is the sort of work that if you do it, your mediumship will go from good to great, because you'll set down some of those anxieties and worries and stories that have kept you trapped, so that you can be loose and free and fun and receptive and at ease, and in that state that you need to be in for the love to really flow through you. So here's my favourite exercise to get started with this. Now, usually I do this in my journal because there's 2 pages that open out like this. So you want to get yourself 2 pages or 2 sheets of paper. And on one sheet, you want to write a letter to your mother. You're not going to send it. Let me just make that very clear. Do not send it. Write a letter to your mum, expressing or explaining any of the things that went between you that caused you pain. You're allowed to get angry. You're allowed to, be childlike. You're allowed to really revisit those memories. You're allowed to be enraged or to feel abandoned or to cry or to feel sad. Really get as much as you can out on the page and be honest. And then in the second letter, you're going to write a letter thanking your mother for all the things that she's done and for all the ways that she's taught you and how she shaped you to be the amazing person that you are today, because you are an amazing person and you have the power to be an amazing medium as well. So even if some of the things were tough lessons, or even if, you had to be a little bit scrappy in order to survive and maybe your mother taught you that, that's still a positive thing. That's something that has helped you survive, has helped you respond to life, has helped you to be somebody who can thrive. Maybe your mother gave you the capacity to love and care for others, and that's what attracted you to mediumship. So you want to write a letter like that on the second page. Don't send them. This is an exercise for you. And please let me know in the comments if you resonate with this. How do you think your mother's story is playing into your relationship with spirit and your clients today? Do you see any lessons that you were taught in childhood or ways that you were treated showing up in your mediumship today, either good or bad? I'd love to know your thoughts in a comment. And if you enjoyed this exercise, this is the sort of work that we do in my programs. Miraculous Mediumship is an at-home study course that you can take, which has all kinds of questions in it, including who did you have to be for your mother to love you, which is a very, very key question and key understanding. And then the Spirit Circle is where you can subscribe to have live coaching with me every 2 weeks to help you on your journey of self-understanding so that you can open up even more freely and fully and more at ease in your work with spirit. My name's Lauren Robertson. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.